This video is for people who take physiological performance seriously. Most creatine advice fails for one simple reason. People expect a supplement to compensate for inconsistency. I followed a strict creatine protocol for 365 consecutive days. No cycling, no breaks, no optimization gimmicks. What changed was not just strength or size. What changed was the total volume of work my body could tolerate year after year. This video will show you what creatine actually does and why most people never experience its real benefit. Let's begin. 1. The ATP energy currency. Your muscles do not function on willpower. They function on a molecule called adenosine triphosphate. Under high-intensity loads, natural ATP reserves are depleted in less than 10 seconds. Creatine functions as a phosphate reserve, allowing ATP to be recycled faster under repeated effort. Most lifters misunderstand this mechanism. They expect the supplement to replace the work. Creatine does not build muscle. It increases the ceiling of output you can demand from your nervous system. If you are not pushing near your current capacity, the additional ATP is wasted. Over 1 year, the primary benefit was not strength spikes, but the ability to sustain approximately 15 to 20% more weekly training volume without breakdown. You are not buying muscle in a tub. You are buying the capacity to apply more pressure to adaptation. 2. Demasking the supplement industry. The supplement industry thrives on selling complexity to people who lack patience. Buffered, liquid, nitrate, and enhanced creatine variants promise superior absorption. These products exist to increase margins, not results. For 365 days, I used only pure pharmaceutical-grade creatine monohydrate. It remains the most researched ergogenic compound in existence and the clinical gold standard. Choosing an expensive, complex formula is often an admission that marketing is being prioritized over evidence. Proprietary blends and performance stacks are usually underdosed and overpriced. An authoritative approach to supplementation ignores labels and focuses on molecules. Purity is the only variable that produces a predictable physiological response. 3. The discipline of saturation. Creatine effectiveness is determined by cellular saturation, not short-term dosing tricks. There are two paths: loading or steady-state saturation. Loading protocols use 20 grams per day and often produce gastrointestinal stress. The steady-state approach uses 5 grams daily, reaching full saturation in roughly 3 weeks. Many choose the aggressive route, experience discomfort, and conclude creatine doesn't work. The disciplined individual understands that a 2-week delay is irrelevant in a multi-year system. I maintained a strict 5-gram daily protocol for the entire year without interruption. This allowed muscle creatine stores to remain stable, supporting consistent performance across training cycles. Compliance, not dosage, is the variable that determines results. If you cannot maintain a simple daily habit, you lack the foundation for elite physical development. 4. The irrelevance of timing. The industry has fabricated an obsession with the optimal window for creatine ingestion. Some argue for pre-workout energy, others for post-workout recovery. Both positions misunderstand the compound. Creatine is cumulative, not acute. Timing does not matter if muscle stores remain saturated. The only optimal time is the one that guarantees you will never miss a dose. I attached my intake to a post-training routine purely to eliminate decision-making. Across 12 months, consistency, not timing, was the sole determinant of effectiveness. Worrying about timing without long-term compliance is like polishing a car without an engine. Establish a non-negotiable habit and move on. 5. Intracellular hydration and visual density. There is a critical distinction between subcutaneous water retention and intracellular hydration. Creatine draws water into the muscle cell itself, not beneath the skin. This increases cross-sectional area, producing a denser and harder appearance. If your physique appears soft, the issue is carbohydrate control or sodium balance. Across this year-long protocol, increased muscle fullness provided measurable mechanical advantages. Hydrated muscle tissue tolerates more tension and recovers more efficiently. This water weight is not cosmetic noise, it is a performance tool. However, this advantage requires proportional increases in daily water intake. Ignoring hydration while supplementing is physiological self-sabotage. 6. The cognitive cost of non-compliance. Most people approach health in cycles rather than permanence. They start and stop protocols, creating unnecessary performance volatility. When creatine intake stops, muscle stores slowly return to baseline. The training edge disappears, along with the cellular environment that supported progress. Authority is built through the compounding effect of uninterrupted habits. A missed week is not trivial, it disrupts biological momentum. After 1 year, the most significant outcome was the total volume gap between this year and the year prior. That delta, what you could tolerate versus what you previously couldn't, is where adaptation occurs. Commitment is the price of results most people admire, but never earn. Chapter 7. Dismantling genetic scapegoats. Concerns about hair loss and organ damage are often used to justify avoiding long-term discipline. Creatine does not override genetics. It only interacts with what already exists. If hair loss occurs, it is the expression of DNA, not a 5-gram supplement. In healthy individuals, kidney function shows no meaningful stress under proper hydration. External blame is easier than accepting personal responsibility. Throughout the year, biomarkers remained stable as performance increased. When training quality improves, systemic health tends to follow. Operate from data, not fear. Creatine is not optional if you demand maximum physical output. But physical adaptation is only the baseline. The mindset governing your habits determines whether progress compounds or collapses. If you want to understand how elite performers structure permanence, watch the next breakdown on high-performance psychology. Without psychological control, physical gains inevitably plateau. Iron Protocol.